Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to announce with more bounce than an ounce, we have a true legend in the making. I really think a true legend. Let's just say a legend. I'm gonna say in the making because I feel like you are about to reach new heights,
Oh, I
and
accept
it's
that.
you agree with that.
Yeah.
Marcus Devine, CEO, producer, writer, engineer, you name it, the man does it, and he does it extremely well. The Furnace Music. I love the name
Thank you, bro.
because there's a lot of heat that's coming. And the Mental Margarita Show is happy to have you. How you feeling, my brother?
Man, I'm great, man. Feeling grateful. All that stuff, man.
I'm telling you. So Detroit,
Yes, sir.
D-Town, that's where it all started. That's where it all began.
hmm
So tell me about that. Was music always in your bones? Yeah, I love
Always,
Jones early.
always. Day one. My mom and my pops, they actually met in a singing group. So it was, yeah, yeah. So it was passed down to me. Every year for Christmas, I asked for a basketball and some kind of instrument every year.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't care about the other toys. If they bought something that was just extra, I wanted a basketball and some kind of instrument every year.
Every year.
hmm
Wow. So musically inclined. So when was it for you when you're saying to yourself, obviously, if you want a musical instrument every year, you're already knowing something here is happening. But when was it that you said, okay, I want to make this a career?
Um, I don't even know if I ever had that thought. Just honestly speaking, from a career standpoint, it was just something I always enjoyed. You know what I mean? It was always around. Seeing the older guys in my mom and my dad's group play instruments. You little, you like, I want to be like that. I want to do that. So it was never from the monetary side. You know what I mean? It
Ah,
just when I got older and people started coming to me like, yo, can you come and produce these vocals? How much you charge? It was that question. Once they added that question to, hey, how much you charge to, I'm like, charge? In my head, I'm like, charge? Like, oh, and of course they got me the first few times, you know what I mean? Because you don't know what to
it
charge. But after that, man, it was a wrap.
was a rap. I was just about to say it. It
Mm-hmm.
was an absolute rap. And so what I love about you is that not only I love how you said that. It wasn't monetary, it was organic. It was something that passion. I was just
Yeah,
listening to LL Cool J's new joint. Passion.
yeah,
Having that passion because it's very important. So you having that passion and getting your well, not career, but it ended up turning into one. And
mm-hmm.
now all of a sudden you're recording people locally,
Yep,
that kind of thing happening.
yeah.
When does it now go to the next level where you're like, whoa, I can't believe I just scored that one?
Let me see. It was somebody local, but he was kind of, known around, you know what I mean? And one of my homeboys, Kenny Flav, he actually produced on the Janet Jackson Busta Rhymes song. But
Oh,
he produced the song on this guy. It was like, yo, I need you to come in and produce these vocals. And the song blew up. Everybody started loving the song. So that became, who did that? Marcus Devine. So that
wow.
turned into, oh, well, come on, I need you to own this record. And so that first one was my guy, his name was Rico, and produced his first record, man. And it was crazy.
Wow. Shouts out to Rico.
Yeah.
And that's interesting to me because one of my main inspirations, because I started off in the industry with Cool and Dre, and one of
Okay.
our main inspirations was Rico Wade.
Yeah. Rest in peace, man.
Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace to
Yeah.
that brother. So Rico gets you going. You're rocking and rolling.
Mhm.
What happens where what leads you to now saying, hey, I want to be a musical director? How does that happen?
That was down the line. I played for a few artists before that, like, but I did a lot of gospel stuff. So it was Dietrich Hatton, that was my main one that I really enjoyed. So I played for a few different people. Yolanda Adams, I did a gig with her,
Oh,
like certain
uh-huh.
stuff start coming. So when stuff will come to the city, be like, we need a bass player, call Marcus Devine. So that thing started growing. And I went on tour with a play back in the day called Why Good Girls Like Bad Boys. And when I went on tour, the music director quit because he didn't feel like he was getting paid enough. So the
Wow.
lady called me like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I need somebody to be the music director for my show. And I was like, don't worry about it. I got you. Mind you, I've never done nothing like this before, right?
Ever.
Ever. So I'm 23 years old. And this play is, when I say we toured for about 4 or 5 years, this is a major show. This show was major.
Wow.
And she called and said that. And I was like, I got you. I'm nervous as hell, man. We go to Dallas to rehearse. She on my back. I have to go. Every night I go down to the swimming pool with a bottle of Boone's Farm just to calm down because she is on my head, man. So, but that first night, that opening night, opened up. It was so dope. She came up to me, was like, I'm so sorry I was on you like that, but I had to be. And I told her, I was like, yo, yeah, you was on me. I said, but I appreciate you being
Right.
on me because it got me ready to
Right.
do this. And that was my first major tour. When I went to New York, New York is a hard city anyway to get it cracking. And I went to New York to the Beacon Theater, historical Beacon Theater, and the
What?
guys they was like, who is the music director? And everybody pointed at me and they laughed at me, bro. They was like, what? He ain't no music director. He too young. But after the end of the week, all of them came to me was like, hey man, we sorry, man. We didn't mean to laugh. We did not know. And to this day,
Wow.
I'm still friends. I could go to the Beacon Theater right now and walk in the back. I'm still cool with them guys. So yeah, it grew, like I say, from gospel music to plays, and then met a lot of people. I met Charlie Wilson doing the show. So I ended up putting his band together. Like, so different things like that. So everything was a step from the plays, to music directing and singing. I actually sung background for Charlie, even though I helped put the show together. I wasn't a music director. I put it
Wow.
together, but I was singing background. And once I left Charlie, that's when I really just jumped into my music directing thing with Kelly Price. I think that was the first one after Charlie. Yeah, Kelly Price.
Come
So
on. And the
yeah,
list goes on and on. Ashanti.
Ashanti. Yeah, man.
Wine.
Yeah, Silk
Um,
112, Jagged
shout out to
Edge,
Beth. Shout out to Beth.
Beth. Oh yeah, that's my number one right there.
Right. Shout out to Beth. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like you're calling. God is using you as an instrument, right? And bringing joy to the world through you because you're a vessel. And
mm-hmm.
it's unbelievable because now you're starting to see all these magnificent doors open for you. And the seed started. The seed was planted in gospel.
Yeah,
So man, that's glorious. Look, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it.
yeah.
And how are you feeling now when you're working with these top notch celebrities?
Um, I've been around all the time, so it's not that part of it. I don't trip on that part. It's a
Cool.
job, you know what I mean. No disrespect, or I mean, I still give them who they are. I don't try to downplay it, but just for me, because of the way my job has to be, I don't get excited over nobody.
Right.
It's all music to me.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? I don't care how many records you sold. It don't give you the right to disrespect me or treat me no
Okay.
kind of way. I'm not the help. You can't. I'm not the boy. Come here. I ain't none of that. So it's all the same to me.
I love that. And maybe you having that attitude as well,
Mm-hmm.
makes it easy for people that are very successful to feel very comfortable around you.
Oh, definitely. Most everybody is my friend as opposed to my boss. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, because I don't get too comfortable with them either. Like, you know what I mean? I don't just because we talk on the phone, I don't treat it like, oh, we my friend, and so I could show up late. Like, I keep
Right.
it business. You know what I mean?
Right. Still busy.
I never forget what this really is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
And that's cool. And starting off organically, doing it for the loves, and still keeping that same integrity. And now it turns into a career. It's business. You know that it's business. You
Mm-hmm.
meet business. And now Marcus is doing the music directing for the Millennium Tour. Tell me about that.
That was crazy, man. Now that happened because I did the '90s block party. I was MDing for 112, Jagged Edge, and Genuine, all of them on that Millennium Tour, and it went so well that the promoter, when it was time to do the Millennium Tour, he called me. He was like, "Yo, your band, are you available?" I'm like, "Of course," but I didn't know that I was going to be MDing for 3 or 4 people on that tour too. So every tour of the Millennium Tour was three. We did 3 Millennium Tours. I did all of them. I did 3 artists. The first 2 Millennium Tours, and the next one I had 6 artists that I was the music director for. So it was crazy, but it came about from doing the '90s block party, and it was so dope and so crazy that the promoter called me back. So I've been rocking with him ever since.
Wow. Rocking with him. And Billboard Awards,
Yeah, one of
the best
yeah,
tour 2021.
yeah, man, that was dope. I got that's something that's on the resume. I got something, I can't give that up. That's on there now. You know what I mean?
Listen, you got me excited right now. I'm ready to jump up out of my seat because I can feel the excitement that's coming your way.
Yeah,
Now,
man.
let's take a trip back. Let's take a trip down memory lane.
Okay.
I'm gonna name for you and tell me if this resonates. The Greatest Show.
Yes, it does. It resonates. That's my single I just put out in March, man. So I'm really excited about that. I got
So
a
the
chance to perform it
show.
for the first time this past weekend.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
So with that being said, Greatest Show. Here
Hmm.
you are, director, and you're directing all these fantastic tours. So you know something about having a great show.
Oh,
So
definitely.
tell me about this song.
Um, it's a song that I wrote for artists back in the day. That I end up once the album was done, end up not using. So I end up cutting a male version, because I'm like, I don't just want it to sit around. So during the pandemic, I put out a CD called Contagious. They wouldn't let me put it on iTunes because the name Contagious. So
My
they
God.
yeah they it was a lot going on,
Yeah.
but they wouldn't let me put it up. So I said, forget it. I ain't gonna make no money. I'm gonna put it up and put it on SoundCloud. But when I started doing promotions for this project that I'm working on, I told Ryan, I said, yo, I'm gonna need some music for people to play. So I took The Greatest Show and another song and said, well, look, just send this to people and let them play this. And man, that thing took off, man. Radio started adding it. I said, whoa, 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 whoa. So I had to go back in and actually, because what I gave them to play wasn't mixed, nothing. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Just literally after the session, just to give them something to play. So I went in back in, remixed it, added a little bit. And now, man, it's in about 20 countries now. It's going crazy right now.
Wow. It's going crazy. So
Mm-hmm.
what is your vision now? Are you planning on uh touring and doing your own show now, promoting your music?
Yeah, I just did a show this past weekend. I opened up for Genuine. So I'm slowly but surely getting people to understand and recognize the artist side. Everybody knows the producer,
Producer side.
music director. So now getting people to take the artist side of Market Devine serious. So
Wow, that's awesome. And now let's talk about the artist side. But before we talk about the artist side, let's talk about music in general, as far as music is now.
mm-hmm.
How do you feel? Do you feel like we're in a good space when it comes to R&B music?
I do. I think if you listen to what's going on and judge by um, what today's music is, I think you will say things like it's not here, it's not relevant. But my thing is, if you go to any concert, nobody works harder than R&B artists. They're always touring. They don't just think about this. Frankie Beverly is on his farewell tour. This man ain't made an album since I was a kid. Like, you know what I mean? So music always going to change. The Summer Walkers they're not the Mary J. Bliges. It's going to be different. You know what I mean? Everybody going to change. I think it's when you look for it to stay the same and not be able to grow with it. So I think it's in a great place. I think whoever making the music just got to continue to be true to who they are. There's going to always be room for an R&B song because there's going to be heartbreak, love, cheating. There's always all that's going to always happen. So there's
It's
going to
all
always be room for R&B music.
that's deep. And so your music, you being a writer and you write your stuff. So
Yeah.
like what are some of the things that you like to talk about? Is it those things that you just mentioned?
Yeah, all of that's life is really basically it. I like to say things that people think about but won't say. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
I don't mind being vulnerable. I don't mind being the one that got messed over. You know what I mean? You know,
Yeah,
because that happens. And a lot of, I think a lot of men deal with it in ways that kind of destroys them on the inside. Because a woman, just think about it. If you cheat on your woman, she gonna tell all her friends, her family, this nigga cheated on me. He's such and such and such and such. But a man, if his woman cheat on him, there's a certain level of embarrassment that he don't
right.
really want nobody to know. So he
No,
holds it in and deal with the pain. He don't want her to look bad. See, there's a certain protection that we have for women that they don't have for us. So I write from
that's deep.
that place. You know what I mean? We're not protected when it comes to that most of the time.
That is deep. And you know what? You're right. You're absolutely right. And now
Yeah.
we have to figure that out. And
Mm-hmm.
I think it's cool to see when brothers are now reaching out for therapy,
Mm-hmm.
or finding maybe a song that you write as being therapeutical, because
That,
it's all right to be vulnerable, man. Like we gonna go through some things, you know what I mean?
yeah, but I call my music therapeutic. You know what I mean? You should listen to some of my music and say, man, I'm gonna buy my wife some flowers on the way home. Or I'm gonna go home and have the hard conversation that I really need to have. That's
Right,
that's something too. Like,
right,
most people are always waiting on that other person to say something to let
right,
or free them from something. You know what I
right.
mean? They'll sit around, they'll go through, and until that other person say, I can't do this anymore, they'll keep doing it and be in misery. Sometimes
Yeah,
you need to go home and have that hard conversation. This ain't working.
right. This is
Or
not
how
working.
can we make or how can we make it work?
Right, right. How do we reverse this?
Right.
You know, how do we reverse engineer this?
Yeah.
It's true, and I'm glad that your music brings that out, because I think there's so many brothers that need to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you mentioned something about flowers and giving your girl flowers. And I was thinking about something. When I think of flowers, I also think of the woman, themselves, the woman being
Mm-hmm.
a flower,
Right.
and you want to take care of the woman.
Right.
Do you believe that women are being women? Or do you feel that women are trying to be men nowadays and
Oh,
don't have flower like qualities that maybe they might have had, in the past?
well, I'm gonna start off by saying I think women are the greatest thing ever created. So let me start with that.
Nice.
Um, what I think is happening is it's not so much they want to be men, they want to be anything other than themselves. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Like, as far as social media, and I hate to be the person who talks about social media because everybody, oh, social media is this. Social media is only what you make it. You know what I mean? So if
right.
if you're on there and every chance you think every chance you get, you trying to turn around and turn your butt to the camera and take a picture, you know what I mean? That ain't social media fault. That's you know what I mean? So I think
Oh,
I think a lot of times women, you know, they see, oh, I can make money like that. So and they start kind of degrading themselves to get ahead. So it's
right.
not that they're not soft or they want or they want to be men. They want that bag. And right now, social media has taught them you can get that bag by exploiting yourself.
Right.
Remember, they used to get on rappers for exploiting women. Remember,
Right.
at a
Yeah.
time. Now rappers don't even have to do it no more. They do it themselves. You
Yeah.
know, and it be for little or nothing. You know, you can scroll on Instagram, and there's a girl with her behind in the camera. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I love them just like any other man. But at some point, you be like, yo, where's the mystery? There's no mystery. There's no none of that.
Right. Right.
So, I think deep down inside, to get to the core of your question, I think deep down inside, every woman wants to be in that soft place. There's just nobody teaching them where that place is.
Where that place is.
You can't go where you don't know how to get there. Like, you know what I mean? You got women, you know, trying to see how the best way to put this. Oral used to be something that women never talked about.
Right.
Now they try to outdo each other. They try to get one up on each other by just talking about it openly. Every podcast you see is a podcast of a girl bragging how good she can take it. You be like, yo, when did
Right.
that become everybody's business? So I think
Right.
we lose the softness in that space. I just wanted to get back to what you was asking. We lose that softness in that space, and by everybody watching those podcasts and different shows, now the one that's watching it is be like, well, there's no reason for me to be ashamed. Well, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna do that too. So then it's like, then now you becoming all these women becoming people that we don't want a wife. We a smash,
Right.
but we don't really want a wife. Half the girls
Yeah.
you see, you know what I mean? They're all smashable. Like, oh yeah, because I ain't gotta have no responsibility with you.
Right.
But they all, there's no good men. Nah, you don't need a good man. You just want a good time. But now that you used up, you want a good man.
Right.
He
Yeah.
going like, nah, I refuse to bring up the rear of this long line. You know what I mean? So
Right. That's deep. Look, this all sounds like new songwriting for me, man. If this is definitely inspirational.
yeah,
Marcus, we might have to do a collaboration here and there.
let's go.
I can tell you this stuff. I know there's one woman that was so that her music gave you that femininity, that feminine vibe, that was just something about her music, and you had the privilege to work with her. And that's Aaliyah. Rest in peace to Aaliyah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Can you tell us about, wow, I'm just crazy about this. The experience of you working with such a beautiful flower.
Yeah. Now I'll tell everybody she was definitely an angel, not because she's gone. She was an angel, period. When I first met her, it was instant love. Like we gravitated to each other. You know, I wasn't even supposed to be at a rehearsal. I went with a best friend of mine, and the music director was like, come and sing this note, Marcus. And she walked in, like, who is that? And it was like, that's Marcus Devine. And I seen her do like this. I like him. I like him. And from that day on, we was locked in.
Wow, just like that, huh?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So she just completely felt your aura, and you did some background vocal. You were a background vocalist.
Yeah, yeah. On the tour, I was her background singer. Yeah.
Wow, that's something.
Mm-hmm.
And just to kind of share the story with you, I was in, the day that she, transitioned.
Mm-hmm.
I happened to be in Circle House Studios. I was in Miami at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Dame Dash was in the studio around the same time that I was in there, and I just remembered, um, man, the energy that I felt, and just how I realized how many people loved her.
Yeah, I was in the studio too. That's funny you say that. Me and Aaron Hall was sitting up in my studio, and that's when we had the two ways. Remember back in the day,
Two-way pages,
and my
yeah.
two way went off, and I opened it, and it was like Aaliyah had passed. I'm like, man, why would somebody type that mess, right? Then my dude from the radio station hit me like, man, such. I'm like, oh no. So the very next day, me, Aaron Hall, and about 30 or 40 rappers from Detroit got in my little studio, bro. And I'm talking about we did a tribute song to her. and it was on. And we did it that Sunday. That
Mm,
Monday, it was on the radio. Like,
wow.
but the vibe was so crazy. There were police coming around, making sure we were good. No nothing crazy. They just man, that was the one of the worst feelings in the world, bro.
I'm telling you what.
Man.
Oof, that was heartbreaking, man.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely was heartbreaking. Speaking of heartbreaking, um, and I don't feel the heartbreak as much when I used to visit the city of Detroit
Mm-hmm.
and there and see the abandoned houses and just how the economy was just suffering so bad and people, I got a lot of friends there that, you know, were struggling and doing things, to make ends meet.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I feel like the city of Detroit is there's a resurgence that's happening. How do you feel about your city and what musical contributions or what things do you want to do for your city? Because I know that you got to be very prideful of it.
Um, that's I like Detroit. Let me put it like that. Um, Detroit, the city, ain't good. What people get mixed up is the downtown part of Detroit. They go, oh my God, the city's coming up. No, downtown is coming up. If you go
Nah,
into the city,
nah,
yeah,
it's not.
that's the the smoke and mirrors of the whole situation. You know what
Mm,
I mean? And not to hate, not to sound like I'm hating on my city, but it ain't mine. You know what I'm trying to say? And
right.
I live here. Um, and not just over years of growth. You know what I mean? Just you only could do so much. Like I don't get blinded by pretty things and shiny things. Um, there's homeless people on the street every day until we got the draft come. Then you clean up the city. Then it looks
Oh
good.
yeah.
Oh, then you may have the Super Bowl. Oh, then you clean up the city. Then it looks good. Like, but all the other times you don't care. You're not doing anything for anybody. You're not helping nobody.
Big
So,
act. It's a big
huh?
act. It's a big act, huh?
Yeah, but that's like that. I learned a lot of places. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But here is worse because you can go to Chicago, and they downtown look good, but then the same thing, you go into the hoods. A lot of the hoods, it look kind of crazy. Like, and that's why I say most cities target downtown because that's where it attracts the money. It
Right.
attracts the. They don't care whether the streets look good. It's blocks with one house on the block. It's crazy, man. Like, you know what I mean? So I know that probably wasn't the answer you was looking for, but I don't know
Oh
how
no,
to do nothing but
something.
tell the truth.
I'm looking for the truest answer. Believe me,
Okay. All right.
the truest. I'm originally from Miami, so I completely understand when they talk about South Beach, and then when you go over that bridge.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know.
Yeah,
I've been. Yeah. Trust me. I know.
yeah, absolutely. I definitely understand. Now let's look into the eyes of a legend right here.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about the sunglass game, man. What's going on?
Oh yeah. My own sunglass line, Shades of Devine. Yeah, man. During the pandemic, or right before, I have like thousands of pair of glasses, pairs of glasses. Not my own, but I'm just talking about just that I bought over the years. And I'm like, man, I'm sick of giving these people all my money. So you know what? And I love Master P. Like he one of my favorite people, man. And he like, I saw him one day. He's like, sell something. I don't care what it is, sell something. And that motivated me. Like, well, hell, I might as well sell what I love.
Right.
So I ended up doing some research, finding vendors, and they would send me samples. I'm like, nah, that ain't me. That don't look like me. And then I stumbled on not these, but a pair that I had called um what they call. I just drew up like I got like 14 different styles. So the Unos,
Wow.
I think it was God, what they nah, I'm mad at myself now because I got so many. They're all music name. Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So I started with that one, sent it out. Teddy Riley loved them. Like different people bought them,
I,
and
I
it
saw
just
Charlie
grew, man.
Wilson
Charlie
rocking.
Wilson, yep. Charlie Wilson. Coco from SWV, Bobby V, the Yin Yang Twins, Pretty Ricky.
Okay.
Everybody was wearing them. Yep.
All right. Well, we gotta find out. So where do we get these glasses at? Because I want to rock them too. Where do we get them at?
I'm working on a new website now because Instagram, I used to just sell them on my Instagram page. It was
Okay.
Shades of Divine on Instagram. But, over there, they be on you. They put me in Instagram jail for something.
Oh,
It was something crazy, but not only my one page, but any page that was affiliated with me. I'm like, all I did was share something that was already online,
God.
already on there. So now I'm working on putting together a website specifically for the sunglasses.
That's great, man. Shout out to those. Shout out to what you're
But,
doing. Go
hold on,
ahead.
but if they want to get them, you can come to I am Marcus Devine on Instagram. Hit me in the DMs, and I'll get you taken care of.
All right. I am Marcus Devine. Hit him in the DM. And shout
Mm-hmm.
out P. I just was chopping it up with his boy, Mr. Servon, who's going to be on the show soon too. Uh,
Okay.
man, I heard just so many stories about Master P being just an absolute marketing genius.
Yeah.
That dude is solid brother for
I
sure.
tell everybody that's my teacher.
Wow, that's fantastic. That's one hell of a mentor to have.
Yes, sir.
So you love your life, and I love mine. The new album, I Love My Life,
Yes,
featuring
sir.
Tennessee, Selena Johnson,
Mm-hmm.
Dave Hollister. The list goes on.
Yeah.
What is this? What is this vibration? What is the vibration?
Um, I ain't getting no younger, man, and I just really want to all the music that I got in my head, man, and on my hard drives, everything. I want to get it out, and this is the first body of work in that process. And I just called on some people that I've been friends with for years, like, yo, I'm doing this one. This is monumental. This is the first one that I'm actually doing interviews for, everything. And I just wanted y'all to be a part. And everybody's like, yep, don't you do this record without me. That's what Dave Hollister said. You bet not put this record out without me. So I was like, all right, big bro.
Oh man, I'm so proud of you, man. And
Thank you, man.
I'm so happy for you. I mean, like I feel the energy. And now, so this album is it going to is it out right now
No, no,
currently?
no. No, it'll be out October. I'm
I,
releasing sometime around my birthday. I'm still trying to figure out the exact date, but sometime around my birthday in October.
that sounds great, man. We're excited to get this new album. I love the title. I love
Love my
my
life.
life.
Yes, sir.
People need to start loving their lives
Man, I tell
because there's
everybody
a
every
lot of
day,
losing their lives.
listen, good or bad, it's mine. I love it. And I'm gonna make the best of it. You know what I mean? And it's helped me, even saying that I love my life has helped me add, it's an overword used right now, but boundaries has helped me add boundaries in places as far as my energy, my peace, my
Mm,
everything. I have no respect to person, letting the person know, not today. I don't even feel like if if I call and they be like, how you doing? And I'll be like, how you doing? They be like, well, I'll be like, well, I'm gonna have to let you go because I didn't call to be like
uh,
that. Because I can't do nothing about your problem. So I'm not
right,
about to sit here and let you down me with it.
right,
Where somebody would be like, oh, that's heartless. They're like, well, okay, well, you go ahead and do it. You listen to
right.
because some people would just dump on you all the
Yeah,
time. You know what I mean? Never considering, let me see where he at today. Let me see
right.
how he feels today. So
And you know what? It's deep that you say that because there's a lot of times people that do that, they really don't. They don't really take the time to say, "I wonder what's going on with him." Like how's
it's
he
a
doing life right
it's
now?
it's a monk that I watch. His name is Dan DePandy on YouTube. I watch a lot of his videos, and he says, "Stop asking people how you doing, how they doing. If you really don't want to know, don't ask because when you say how you doing, you open yourself up to them dumping everything on you. So when somebody say, "Hey, how you doing?" Stay fine. It don't have to be added on. They ask
Right.
you how you doing. If you know you're not gonna dump on them, say fine because
That-
some people are just fishing for that person that they can just unleash on.
yeah, they
So
are. Well, they're not going to unleash on Marcus, and they're not going to unleash on me.
Yes, sir.
But I thank you for unleashing all this wonderful energy that you brought to the Mental Margarita Show.
Thank you, bro.
I really appreciate you. Now, how do they get in contact with you if they want to follow you? I know that you mentioned something for the sunglasses, but if he wants to keep in track with what you got going on.
Instagram is I am Marcus Devine. That's MarcusDevine. I am Marcus Devine. And then you can go to www.marcusdevine.com. You can get my single, Greatest Show. And when you buy the single, you get an affiliate link that if you post the link, you can make $1.20 every time somebody buys a single through your link. And then Facebook is Marcus the Heat Miser Devine.
Wow. There you have it. There you have it, guys. Marcus, once again, man, it's a pleasure. Absolute blessing, my brother. You keep it up.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me, bro.
All right. God bless you.
All right, man.
That's what it is.
It's a beautiful, beautiful day. And we got the man of the hour here. Ladies and gentlemen,
let's talk about it.
Villa G is in the building.
Salute. One love to everybody out there.
Artist, man. Long Island, Strong Island.
There you go, Strong Island. Let's make it right. Make it right.
How you been, man? You been good?
Yeah, I've been good, brother. I can't complain. How you living? Everything healthy?
You know what? Everything's healthy, and it's a blessing that we're here. Rest in peace, the Fat Man Scoop.
Rest in peace. Respect.
There's been a lot. There's been a lot of brothers, man. A lot of brothers are, transitioning.
Right. I want to give a shout out to Granddaddy IU as well.
Wow.
Passed on a couple. I want to say a few years back, not too long ago. But I think he just got his street named after him, so I want to definitely salute that.
Wow, Granddaddy IU, man, classic.
Yeah. Word up.
So classic. Part of the Hit Squad.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
The new era.
Smith, EPMD, the classic legendary group.
Right.
And you are part of this squad. But before we get into you being part of this squad, let's talk about your family. Let's talk about you starting out.
Right.
How was it like growing up on Strong Island?
Strong Island, man, it's one of them places where if you're not familiar from it, you may look at it and see it as a certain lifestyle. Everybody think of the Hamptons, you know what I mean? White parties, champagne, XYZ, but there's a lot of hoods or ghettos, if you want to say that, in those areas. And I come from one of those areas that's very prominent, you know what I mean? And it has a name. I wanted to definitely give a big shout out to De La Soul. They come from the area I come from, and they made a very big stamp in the game of hip hop, So I like to give shout outs to the people that came before me, you know what I mean? Because that's what got me into wanting to do this in the first place,
Absolutely. I mean, we have to honor our legends, man.
Right.
Every genre of music honors their legends. Hip hop is, and it's good to see that we're doing that a lot more.
Yeah, definitely. A lot more now. Definitely.
So when you're talking about De La Soul, 3 feet high and rising, potholes in my lawn, you know what I'm saying? Right. Come on now.
Right. Potholes in my lawn. Amityville High School. I went to Colpeg High School. It's kind of ill how the dynamic of where I live, how it's split up. I feel like we always make jokes and say like they had to be brothers the way they broke it down. They say this side is yours, this side is mine. It's only split by highway or something like that, Crazy. It's L. Wow. It's L.
And so the music was in your blood at an early age, or
I would say so. I guess you could say that, just growing up and my mother being, I wouldn't necessarily coin the term, nothing like that, around the way girl, but just being one of them girls that love good music, hanging out. She got the braids that with you burn the tip at the bottom and all that back in the day. You know what I mean? AirSense, Fly Girl, earrings and all that, things of that nature. So I'm growing up listening to the Chronic. I'm growing up listening to Woo and all of this. It's all in the household. My cousins, I'm one of the youngest, so my cousins is older, you know, Woo out, Onyx, and all of this. You know what I mean? So I'm just getting into it at a young early age. You know what I mean? When I start coming around, you got the era more so like this is like later. Now you got Jay at his almost at his peak, his prime, Nas, the Locks, you know what I'm saying? Then you get Cam and them, Dipset era, and
Got
G
a great
Unit.
era, man.
Yeah, that's the era I start to form. But prior to, you know, I come from the lineage of that, you know what I mean? The Cool G's and all that. I listened to the old school, and then I came
Cool
through and
G.
yeah, things of that
Oh,
nature. Yeah, Rakims and it's a whole I can go dive into it, but we talk as we talk, you know what I mean?
and I'm loving that. I'm loving it. Well,
Yeah.
one thing that I'm discovering early is that you know the craft, you know the
Right,
culture.
right, right,
You
right.
know what I'm saying? And I love the fact that you're able to immediately be able to recognize the
Mm-hmm.
lineage and where it
Right,
comes
right.
from. So
Mm-hmm.
now you're starting to rhyme.
Right.
Now, is this something? Can you tell us your your first time going into a studio and laying something down?
Oh, most definitely. We had like this little clique because where I'm from, it's called the 40s. You know what I mean? You got the 40s, the flats, and the sticks. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the neighborhood called the 40s. So pretty much we had this little back and forth with some cats out in the sticks or whatever. Now, meanwhile, you know, we all cool, but it's little rapid things, you know what I mean? And they already kind of got a buzz just doing what they doing. And I'm only one of the few rappers in my area. So everybody looking at me like, what we gonna do kind of thing. So we wound up taking a little trip over the bridge. We call it into like, you know, I don't want to say white, but you know what I mean. Just a better part of town. I'll say that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And being in the studio, but the studio was crazy because back in the day, um, mics used to be different. So the way you recorded was a lot different. So we recorded off this little mic, this little skinny mic, pause long and all that, you know what I mean? But like we did it in front of the computer. We wasn't in no booth. We wasn't in none of that, you know what I
Wow.
mean? Just
Wow.
yeah. And I spit my first little beef or my little rhyme or whatever, my little whatever. And it came out dope and people was rocking with it. And from there they was like, yo, you might wanna, you know, keep going with this. But I wasn't I was already doing like listening and watching deaf poetry and stuff like that. So I was kind of already had the writing bug, you know what I mean? But I really wasn't on some battling type stuff. I just was writing. So I knew I didn't want to be no battler, but I knew I could handle myself. But I knew
Right.
I want the right songs, you know what I'm saying? I want the right music, for real, for real. So
Right.
I knew that's what my end goal was. So I just started doing from there. And how
That's
you know, here we are.
that's fantastic because see, and I like how you said that. You were ready if somebody wanted to step up.
Right, right, right.
If you want to step up, man, I can show you a couple of things.
There you go.
But at the same time, you're interested in songwriting,
Right,
making actual records.
right, right.
And so let's talk about these records because you got a lot of albums that are out there. You got a lot of
Yeah,
projects that are out there.
right.
How did the records start to develop for you? And
Hmm.
now you're starting to get into this groove. You're getting into a zone. Are you
Right.
finding yourself during this process?
Somewhat, yeah, somewhat. I'm finding myself being more creative than I actually thought I was, and I'm finding out that see, I'm not cocky. I'm real humble, but I'm finding out that I'm not the average person just trying to rap. I'm a step above that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a
Right.
step above that, and it's not just from me. I'm listening to the feedback of what people saying, and I'm
Dang.
like, I don't know, but I guess so. You know what I mean? So pretty much for me, I'm a '92 baby. You know what I mean? So I grew up more or less in the 2000s. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm not an '02 baby. So I was alive to read credits. I was alive to go to the Wiz and get a cassette single. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was alive to read these. All right, they did the studio here. Okay. This is the engineer. This is the producer.
Right.
Okay. I'm alive for this. You know what I'm saying? So I took this to heart. You know what I mean? If I was gonna do this, I'm gonna do this for real. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I got down pretty much, my name is starting to buzz already now. So I got down with one of my boys, Ruff. He's doing music right now. He's killing the game right now. He's doing his thing. Um, he pretty much told me he was working with this guy named Alex Abstract. You know what I'm saying? And he got a studio on the other side of town. I was just telling you about. You know what I
Right.
mean? And my boy Wells, he over there working too. Meanwhile, I didn't even know my boy had a studio. I ain't know my boy rap, and the dude that's telling me about this, we from the same hub. You know what I mean? We played all together through our whole lives.
All
X Y
along,
Z.
all along. Even know. You didn't know that he was doing music, any of
Nah,
that.
I had no idea, but they knew I was getting busy. You know what I'm saying? I had no
Right.
idea. So I ended up going over there and you know, freestyle beats back in the day, beat tapes and stuff like that. It's a whole bunch of Jay-Z stuff. So I just freestyled over some Jay-Z stuff. People was like, yo, like, nah, bro, we kind of want you to get down. We got to move and we trying to mess with you, trying to come with a conglomerate. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like, this is the best
Wow.
studio I ever been to. My man, I come through Abstract, got a real live computer set up. We still recording in like, the bathroom or something like that, or a closet or whatever. But the
Right.
setup is mean. It ain't the same when I just came from. I'm like,
Right.
nah, I
Right.
want to stick around. You know what I'm saying? So from there, we just developed a real dope friendship, man. And my boy, our friendship grew stronger. You know what I'm saying? We making records together. We making original music together. Like I said, we all took this to heart. You know what I mean? And my boy Wells was the first person I ever see write his lyrics on a computer, on a laptop, on a Mac. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Wow.
never seen that before. Somebody typing out their lyrics. Like, I've never seen that before. That was mind
Right.
blowing. My boy
Right.
Ruff, he making beats and rhyming. You know what I mean? My boy Alex, he doing melodies. He's doing engineering. He's doing the mixing. He's putting beats together. So I'm coming to a house of just creatives. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just at this time I'm
Love it.
just rhyming. You know what I'm saying? I'm just rhyming. So I had to get in where I fit in.
And you know what? There's nothing wrong for the audiences watching. There's nothing wrong with getting in where you fit in.
Right, right.
And everybody's got a role to play. And then at while that's happening, you're developing. So
There you
you're
go.
honing your skills more and more.
Right, right,
Now, after this happens, you guys are sitting there, you're creating, you're making music,
right,
you're feeling vibes, things are starting to roll.
right.
What's going on in your head now? Or is there some point that's making you now say, all right, it's time for me to take it a step further?
Right. So I got a lot of family out in Glen Cove, you know what I'm saying? Out in Long Island. Um, a lot of my family out there. And I just happened to be out there. We went to church one day, ironically, and I happened to just bump into Corey Rooney. I don't know if you're familiar, producer, work with
Yeah.
J Lo, all types of people,
Cool.
XYZ.
Yeah.
He used to have the show on MTV, The Shop. I recognize his face. I'm like, I know old boy, like, but I want to say Corey from Queens. You know what I'm saying? I don't want
Right.
to get it wrong, but I'm pretty sure he got family on Long Island, like most people do in Queens. You know what I'm saying? Vice versa, XYZ, because we
Right.
just that close. You know what I'm saying? In some Brooklyn too, but I seen him, ran down on no some tough whatever, but I just ran down, yo, I make music or whatever. I get your math. He gave me his number, and I kind of was like, I got, I'm in this group. I gave him the whole rundown, the whole spiel, whatever, whatever. Gave me his number. He told me to call him in 2 weeks. He's gonna be busy. He going overseas or whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. So I called him. He answered. I was surprised. You know what I'm saying? Recognize his
Wow.
voice still. Whatever. He invited us. I'm giving you the short, but long story closed. You know what I'm saying?
Cool. Give me cool.
Right, right, right. So he invited us over to his crib or whatever. So me and the guys, we jump in the V. I think my boy Wells drove, jump in the V or whatever like that, going to Glen Cove, XYZ. And now he telling me to meet him at, I forgot one place. We told us to meet us at, we sitting there forever. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, man, like he gonna come, not gonna come. I don't know, man. I don't know. Everybody asking me like, what's up? What's up? From the artist, man, like, so they like, what we gonna do? So I call him again, no answer, no answer. Then he finally called back, like, yo, meet me over here. So we met him in like a parking lot or something like that. Followed him to
Right.
the crib, and when we pulled up, man, wrap around driveway, XYZ, we get inside the house, you see the cars, everything. The kitchen island was crazy. Just the
Looking
kitchen island
lovely.
alone.
Looking lovely.
Yeah, just alone. Open the fridge, stocked up, XYZ. We go downstairs to the movie theater. You know what I mean? As we going downstairs, you seeing signed boxing gloves, signed jerseys, signed pictures, XYZ, whatever. So he listens to the music now in the theater, and it's rocking. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all original, everything right, the mix is right. We made sure. You know what I mean? So we made sure. So he like, we want to work with you. Want to see what we can do. So he take us to the studio in the back or whatever, by the pool house or whatever, like pool house studio. I think some people was in there too, getting busy or whatever. So it was cool. Now, let me get to the L part.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But this is like you asked me. This is when I knew I had to take it serious. I met the dude, and then I met him another time, and now I'm at the crib. You know what I mean? It's just like, all right, it's on now. Now, mind you, I'm what you would call a local underground artist. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's working with major artists, XYZ icons and all that. You know what I mean? So he like, when I would call him sometimes, it's no answer, XYZ. And then I call him, he be like, yo, I'm over here doing this and the third. Let me get you back to you. It's just that kind of communication. And, at that time, I'm ripping and running. I'm doing my thing. I'm outside. I said I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm outside having fun. I'm outside. Phones change. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Phones change. Numbers get lost. XYZ. I won't say I fumbled that bag. Only reason because, like I said, it gave me an insight of, nah, I could do this. You know what I mean?
Right.
He was feeling it. It wasn't like he wasn't like. It was like almost things. If I had the time to do it,
right,
it'd be on. But he was. But Mark Anthony and J Lo went on.
Right,
like what?
Right. I
understood it. Even then, I understood. You know what I mean? Because we working to get what we want to be. Where he at, he already did. So I understood. It wasn't no thing.
but now you taste it. You're like, okay.
Yeah. So if I ever see Corey Rooney again, I definitely want to shake his hand and be like, yo, thank you, my brother, because you let me know what's possible.
Right.
For anybody, right. And you gave me a shot. You know what I'm saying? You gave me a shot. First person ever. Shout out to Corey Rooney. None but respect and love.
Wow. Absolutely. And that shot now propelled you mentally. So right. now your mindset's on a whole different level.
Yeah. Definitely.
Your third eye has got clear vision. And
right.
and having this clear vision, what now happens? What's the next step for you?
Boom. So the next step, right? Now, mind you, I didn't go there by myself. I've always been a team player since I stepped in this. Mind you, when I told you the story before, it wasn't just me rapping. It was a bunch of us rapping, but I just happened to be the main rapper. This go around, there's 3 rappers, engineer, mix, he get busy. So it's a few of us now. So when we get back home, we all kind of got like the mental of we need to do XYZ to stay right. up and keep going with this XYZ. So mind you, now I'm telling you, the rappers, it's not too many rappers in my neighborhood, but where I'm from, multiple rappers getting busy. You know what I mean? So another artist named DA The Future. Now he coming, like the studio now is getting lit because my boy Al, he running it now, so he got people coming in the studio. Right. Just us being there, you know what I mean? So it's a studio now, you know what I'm saying?
Studios,
right. Right. So they link up, he doing music XYZ, and they just come up with an idea that they want to put together showcases for Long Island talent and bring the island together. That we always talk about bringing the island together. I gotta come together in the third, but these cats was the first people that I've seen do it in a way that we eventually did it. So they putting business plans together. I'm not privy to any of this information until later. I'm in the session one day with my boy, and I'm just like, yo, what I got going on, what's cooking, whatever, just talking in general, whatever. He like telling me like, yo, I got a idea I'm working with, DA. I'm like, yeah, no, the DA from yeah. He like, me and him been working, and we want to put together this showcase. We got an idea, name XYZ. We want you to be down, you know what I mean? And I'm, team player. I'm like, of course, whatever whatever you need me to do. So put together this joint, the earwax sessions, right?
Earwax sessions.
The Earwax sessions. Now you can if y'all listening, y'all watching, go on IG, check it out, and y'all see for yourself. So we put together this showcase. You know what I mean? We help get artists together. We help get different photographers, videographers. It wasn't just about the music per se. It's about creatives together.
Love it. Love
people
that
do poetry, artwork, graffiti, whatever you do. If it's creative, we want you aboard. You know what I mean? So
Creating that
that's
synergy.
Right. If one win, we all kind of win, kind of mindset we was having,
Right.
that kind of thing. So I met people and just in that being that alone, I met people from all over the island. But then you got to think we putting on showcases. So if I tell somebody, he tells somebody, she tells somebody, he's somebody. So we got people coming from all over now. You know what I'm saying? We was able to bring in special guests, this, that, and the third, and it just became a big thing. We branched off. We did things in Philly, Atlanta. They got joints out in Cali. It became its own little thing. I'm condensing it, but when I tell you this was the biggest thing, I speak for myself, but this was the biggest thing that the island had pre-COVID. The only thing that stopped the movement was COVID. That's it. We was running we was running what 5 years straight, something like that. No beefs, no fights, no argument. We kept everything straight, just creative. Word up.
That's what it's about.
Well, and so I want to give a shout to everybody.
The Earwax, yeah, and shout out to everybody that was involved in that.
Right.
Because I heard some things about it.
Right.
It was major,
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of people talking about it.
Correct. The biggest showcase platform on Long Island at that time. Period.
So let me ask you this. Now the buzz is going. We already know what COVID did, but past COVID, post COVID, is this when you're now starting to connect with the hit squad? I mean, how is that turning about?
All right, so bet. So this is pre-COVID. See, at the time, we talking. So at the time, the group I was in, not that we broke up, disbanded, and nothing like that. We just kind of, at this age, people going to college, people getting jobs, people doing different things, X, Y, Z. So we all trying to figure it out. Right, life hit us quick. You know what I mean? But at the same time, we still trying to run with what we got before and this is oh man. So around this time, I just happened to be on Facebook and I'm stumbling and I'm like, I've never seen this cat before, but he's with Paris Smith. I'm like, all right. I keep seeing it now. I'm looking at Paris stuff. I keep seeing him in pictures here, in the background, here. I'm like, what I was always told, respect, but the artist necessarily might not be able to do everything for you per se, X, Y, Z. So you want to get next to the man that's next to the man. You know what I mean? That's where you can get in on your own merit, but also have a connection to whatever's going on.
Right.
That's how my mindset was. So I wound up texting my boy Radabus, Big Bus, Rhino Management.
That's the buzz, Rhino.
Right up. I hit him up in the DM, in the messenger joint 80 times, whatever I can do. Send him whatever I can send him, whatever. And he took a chance, man. He took a chance and listened to my music, told me I was dope. He invited me down to the studio to meet Charlie Margarita. You know what I mean? The great legendary producer. Shout out to my boy. He did so many projects of mine.
That's not Charlie.
Yeah, I got the first time I ever met John Jiggs. Dope MC, super dope MC. Shout out to him, Long Island, stand up for real. And somebody else there, I can't remember. Two people there, whatever, but I got a chance to get on the mic. And this is the first time I'm meeting P. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really get starstruck like that. Only a few times, and we can talk about that later, but only a few times. But I didn't get starstruck with P. I had the mission. I was on a mission. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't thinking about whatever. I was here for a reason. You know what I mean? So I got on the mic, did my thing, whatever. And I felt like it was tough. Everybody's feeling it. I felt like P just was like, he heard it. Whether he liked it or not, he ain't really show no emotion about it. But I was in the room still. He told me to leave. That whack. It's none of that. Nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right. I'm cool. Wherever I'm at, I'm chilling. I'm a fly on the wall right now. You know what I mean? Cool. And then from there, things progress. Some things change, some things differ. But the main thing was I was able to stick around. and we made some more music, and at this time, I'm still putting out projects with my boy Heat by Lawrence, and that's what you see, you know, with the albums and everything like that. So it was, yeah, yeah, it was that. At that time, I'm like, oh, I'm about to be in here. You know what I mean? I'm about to be in here.
And just like that, and ladies and gentlemen, I mean, this starts all the way back from 2010 and so on. The
Right.
Gift, Heavy Rotation, Above the Law, The Theory of Everything, Be.
Right.
I mean, come on. You got what? What's
Yeah.
this? Snow Days,
Yeah. Snow Days. My boy, me and Hash
Stills,
catch 'em.
Dirty Laces,
Yeah.
Liquor,
Me and
and
RJ.
Moderation.
Right. And I want to give a quick shout out to my boy RJ the realist. He was there that day as well, and I think the next actually no, that's not how it went. Let me get this right. I got invited to a video shoot first.
Ah,
That's the first time I met Paris for RJ video shoot. Word. Or him and
shout out.
RJ video. Yeah, shout out to RJ the real. That's the first time I met him. Then I got invited to the studio to come and do my thing XYZ. But that's the first time I met P, first time I met RJ, and the first time me and Bus had the face-to-face connection. It's love. Word. That's how it
Wow.
happened.
And you know what? You connected with, man, I just love those guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just so cool. So I mean, you by connecting with them
Right.
and being part of this hit squad thing now,
Mm-hmm.
what is the next step? Because I see Liquor in Moderation, that's 2023.
Right.
And let me just make a note. All these projects that I'm stating, they're all available on platforms for people to
Right.
purchase.
That's right. That's
So you
right.
got to make sure you check that out. But Liquor in Moderation was the most recent project?
Correct. The most recent. Now I
Okay.
want to be clear on something. At this time, I'm not his squad yet. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm just a fly on the wall. Around when I'm around, I'm not when I'm not, kind of thing. You know what I mean? We start building bonds a little later, and we did a boat show. And around that time, this is when I'm starting to become like, oh, okay. I'm pulling up the shows, and then P talking about, you got hype man with me. I'm like, what? Like, and he throw me into the wolves, you know what I'm saying? To the flames, you know what I mean? We never practiced this, we never rehearsed this, but luckily, because I'm an old soul and I studied the craft, I know the words, I know the lyrics. I could do
I,
this. You know what I mean?
oh,
And,
baby.
what I used to do was I studied performances, I studied shows, you know what I'm saying? So I studied how to move and hold the mic right. And so nobody had to teach me that. By that time, I already ripping and running.
Yo, man, come on. In your prime, in your prime, and your
Yeah.
prime. So, what are we looking at for the future?
But right
What's in
now,
the pipeline? Pause. But what's happening next?
all right, so right now, currently, I'm working with my boy Abstract again. So we keep everything in house in the family, man. My boy, this is the same cat I went to across town, met up with the studio, and we just started getting crazy and got our names up. He started the Earwax sessions, and so I'm working with him right now out in Cali. He got a band that he working with. Getting busy with that. I want to give a big shout out to my man Little Dog. He's gonna be doing this thing real soon. Million views on IG, big promoter. You know what I mean? If you want to do some things with him, lock in with him. Working with him on some music and stuff like that. And you'll be hearing that real soon. We got some stuff going on in the UK and all that. And I don't want to talk too crazy. I'd rather him speak his piece, but I'm a part of some things that's going on. As far as my music, I got some stuff in the works as well. I'm just kind of like shifting gears a little bit on how I want to do it. I done did my thing for so long. I kind of want to just help where I can help right now, and be a student again, because things like every couple years, hip hop change, man. And
That-
you don't never really want to be behind the time. You either want to be current or you want to be caught on to the next trend about to come, kind of thing. So you'll never want to be left the time. So I'm studying right now.
That's so true, and I love that you said that.
Yes, definitely. You can
That is
see it. No, I don't want to cut your wisdom, but right now, I want to say, the women dominating right now. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying, in a major way, and I think that's dope. I think it was necessary. You know what I mean? It was necessary.
It was. It
It was
was.
necessary. Yeah, at one time I think it was just Nikki or something like that, or it was just this
Right.
person, or
Right.
just that person. Now it's a plethora. You know what I mean? So I think that's dope. I think also it's getting back to lyricism and having something to say and being
I'm loving
creative.
that.
Again, I'm missing that part of hip hop, but yeah,
Oh, I
word
love
up,
that.
yeah.
And so now, would you consider yourself a lyricist?
At times, at times, I just like to say creative because it goes back in the day when I told you I didn't want to be a battle rap because they box you in. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he only make that music. If you only make this, he can't do hooks. He can't do this. And like, nah, I do it all, man. So I just say I'm a creative. You know what I mean? I like to curate and just put pieces together. And that's how I kind of got my name, just trying different things, not being afraid to test the water.
I love that, my brother. I do. How do they follow you?
You can follow me on IG at Ellie High or El High rather. You know what I mean? And just Facebook, Billy Jeter Music, you know what I'm saying? Or Billy Jeter MC, period. You know what I mean? Just word. Simple, plain, nothing crazy.
Let me ask you this: when are you coming out to Vegas?
Oh, I should part of stuff whenever, whenever,
Hey,
whenever. You got me in when you said that. I'm bleep that out. That's fly. I like that. That's love. That's love. That's love. I appreciate that.
we gotta get you. We gotta get you out to Vegas, man. But I'm sure that
Appreciate
everyone's
that.
going to be watching,
Yeah.
and really following your movement and getting a chance to listen to your music, your musical contributions. I think that they're going to be excited, and I think that Vegas is definitely a place that you need to come to.
Yeah.
It's the most visited city in the world, man.
Yeah, I remember you saying that, man. I was mind blown because I'm like, yeah, Vegas is where it's at, man. It's where it's at.
Absolutely, absolutely. My brother, we got Village G in the building on the Mental
Salute,
Mark
y'all.
Show. I thank you so much for coming on.
Nah, I thank you, man.
You're absolutely amazing. Shouts out to Rhino Management,
Word up.
Buzz,
Word
Jay, the
up.
whole squad. And man, I look forward to seeing you do some really big things.
Right, right. And I want to clarify one more thing before we get up out of here. Earlier, you asked me about the hit squad thing, and I said I'm part of the new era. I don't want to say it like that, or I don't want people to take it a certain way. It's not about the new era or what was before, what was before, what's now. It's about what is. And his squad is then, it's now, and forever will be. You know what I mean? So that's how I'm leaving it. Wow.
Love it, my brother. All right, man. You have a good one. Let's shake the world.
Yo, peace, man. Peace. No doubt.
We enjoyed ourselves in Vegas, didn't we?
Yeah, for sure.
It was fantastic, man. It was
It was some
fantastic. It
really
was just the energy. You got a chance to perform. And I was so blown away, my brother. I was so blown away because I mean, you know, you meet artists. I meet artists all the time, but just how locked in you were, how focused you were. And I just felt something. I'm like, man, this guy's got it. This guy's got it. He's got something special. And speaking of special, what coming from Missouri,
yeah, St. Louis.
St. Louis, the show me.
Yeah.
So how's that? So how's that? How is that you're representing St. Louis? And I mean, everybody knows there was greats. The St. Lunatics, Nelly, the list goes on and on. But now a younger generation, and you're planning on being on the forefront of that. How does that make you feel? And tell me a little bit about your city growing up.
Shit, it made me feel this is like a happy feeling, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like it's a happy feeling, like, you know, that I'm the youngest one, like out of everybody to do this, and I'm the one doing something with it, you know? It's just a good feeling. Yeah, like I know that if anyone was to make a change, it could be me, you know?
Right.
And,
That's
and,
where
and
that's
that just and that just motivation to like keep working, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And you know, living out there, like growing up, it's just the same from like every other like crazy, crazy, you know. It's just like the same thing. I grew up with my grandma. Like I was living with my grandma, and then she
Okay.
passed away. And then
Rest in peace. Rest in
that,
power.
that's what like got me locked in with the music. Honestly, I grew up just losing friends, and
Mm,
doing all things I wasn't supposed to be doing.
right.
And now, I'm just starting to elevate from that.
So you think that music is kind of, I mean, saved your life, right? I mean,
Yeah,
who knows what the outcome would be, right? If you didn't say, hey, I'm gonna do this music thing and I'm gonna give it 100%.
yeah, for sure. Saved my life.
And how did that come about? I mean, like, were you always into music, or one day you just woke up and say, hey, you know
Uh,
what?
uh, I actually, for the longest, I always wanted to be a basketball player. Like that was my favorite, like basketball. 'Cause my big brother played basketball too. And then it was like I want to say 2016, 2017, and my brother he started making music and stuff. And like at this time, I was in Illinois, and everybody like the people I was looking up to started making music at the time,
Mhm.
especially my brother. And then my brother had dropped this music video, and like it was just bumping around. It was just bumping around, and I was just like, "That's crazy!" Everybody saying it was like low key going, it's jumping, and then it was one day. It was like one day I woke up, I made something. It was just on some like playing stuff, and then it wasn't nothing. We left it at that, and then I made music again. Then everybody was like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you should keep doing this. I'm like, nah. Then it just took my grandma to pass away for me to, actually take it serious. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
That's something, man. That's something special. So you and your grandmother, you guys had a special relationship, obviously.
Yeah, for sure. Like that was my mama and daddy,
Yeah.
you know.
That was
She
that was your heart.
yeah, for sure.
And the cool thing about that is that we know that she went to an amazing place that hopefully we make it to. And
Yeah,
she's
for
looking
sure.
down on you. She's smiling, she's shining. So now you got the inspiration. So what was the first thing that you started recording? Do you start doing a mixtape first, or what
Nah,
came after that?
just constant songs and trying to figure out my sound, honestly. Like, 'cause
Ah,
I ain't really know, and I don't know, like, it's hard. Like, I ain't into dropping no mixtape for a minute, but it was just more so the fact that I was doing everything by myself. Like, all my, like, older folks, like, wouldn't help me get in the studio, wouldn't help me do nothing. Like, I had to figure out how to record and sound right and do all that by myself. I ain't have
wow,
no, I ain't have nobody to help me. I had to do it on my phone. You know,
wow.
I
You said you started on your phone.
yeah, I had to get my sound right. But then at the time came out, said about 2021. I think it was end of 2020. I dropped my first album. End of 2020.
And you dropped your first album. And the first album was fantastic. But I mean, how do you feel? You got your first album. You finally got to this level. Are you
But
saying to yourself, man, I'm so proud of myself now? Did I give you the battery, in your back to say, you know what, I can really, really do this?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It was just yeah. Like and seeing like how like I was just thinking like, all right, let me just see. I just really wanted to see what people thought of it. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
But
Nice.
then it was like then it was just like a wake up call because at first not a lot of people was messing with me, you know. And then after I done got better, you know, and got to where I'm at now, you know, you see how everybody, you know, start rocking with you,
Right.
all that. But, you know, you just gotta remember, like, you gotta do something what you wanna do for you, not for the next person, you know what I'm saying? And
Right.
that's what made me lock in the most is because I wanted this, you know, I wanna change lives. I wanna, you know, try to, you know, impact the world and change it around, you know. That's
Right.
so
Right.
messed up.
And I love that about you. I love the fact that, you know, earlier you said that you wanted to create something to see how people responded to it. And
Yeah,
then now you're telling me that, you know, you create something and, you know, some people might have some criticism to it, but you were
yeah,
able to pivot. You were able to pivot and to learn from it and to keep going because you know what? I'm not just doing it. I'll take that in, but I'm not just doing it for people. I'm doing
right.
this for me. I'm on a mission.
Yeah, that's exactly, you know.
That's
Yeah,
cool. That's real cool. 618. Tell me about that
yeah.
number.
618. That's the, you know, six. That's the label, you know, the six. You know, 618 though, you know, that's Illinois, you know. That's
Six
right.
made tone. Six made
Yeah,
tone.
six made song, you know. 618. That's where my grandma lived. And, you know, spent a lot of time there, you know. And
That's cool.
it's just a lot of words that I could say about that, but you know, it's just some just get speechless about because you know that created us. You know what I'm saying? That started
Yeah.
us, and ain't nobody out the 618 that did a lot or even done it as much as I have done so far. You know,
Right.
and you know I just know it's still a lot more to come, and I want to really I really got big things coming for the six for sure.
Yeah, I felt that. I felt that right away. I definitely felt that. And one thing that I also felt was the fact that you got a good team around you. So
Yeah.
how did you get some of the, you know, the key players around you to be organized with your movement? How did that come about?
It's really based. It's really based off love. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
real.
like you know, we are all the people that I'm running with. We are was family first. You know, you know, it's you know, I ain't want to go. I ain't want to do this with nobody else but family. Cause you know what I'm saying. You got people that you know try to use you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Get up on you and all that. And you know, you understand. You gotta understand. You can trust everybody, but at the end of the day, you know, it's just it's just based off a family. You know what I'm saying?
That's
It's just
right.
based off family. You got to do it. You know, do it right. And especially when your people know what they doing too, you know.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
very
that's
important.
yeah, and everybody know everybody doing something that they want to do. It's not nobody getting forced to do anything or any of that. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's important. That's so important.
Everybody got to do what they love to do. If you don't love to do it, then you know I don't want you doing it.
Right. Right. That's very important. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to make your homework for somebody, man. This has got to be every day is your birthday.
Right? Yeah.
We trying to enjoy this. We trying to expand our empire, and we're gonna have fun while we do it. And that's what makes it
Yeah.
so exciting. You know what I'm saying? When you're able to meet people like that around you, you said family. Now, what is some of the adversities as a independent artist have to go through that you've had to go through, that you managed to keep pushing through? What's some of the adversities?
That you say that any upcoming artist I have to face, or what I had to face?
Yeah, or what you personally face yourself. What's some of the things in this business, in this industry?
A lot of like you gotta. It's a lot, from people just taking your money for one, like because coming up, coming up in the game, you hearing things, oh, okay, like for instance, beats. You hear somebody making beats, do cool, or you find somebody on your For You page or something, and you hit them up, and you thinking it's legit, and they done scammed you. You know what I'm saying? And you an upcoming artist,
Right.
you ain't making no profit off this yet, and now someone just got up on you. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that'll knock you back down. You know what I'm saying? And then
Yeah.
criticism too. I feel criticism a big thing because a lot of people are like want to rap or want to make music and then make it, but then one person or a few people tell them they don't like it or make fun of it, then they'll stop. I don't know a few. I know a few people who done like stop rapping that was actually decent. They actually could have done something, but they just didn't like the criticism. And I feel that's all that's really what all this is about, because everybody gonna judge you. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta,
Everybody.
if it's what you want, you gotta fight for it. And I feel criticism and money probably be the biggest thing for
Yeah, absolutely.
and
Criticism
not
and money,
for working.
dealing with that hate, right?
Yeah.
Now what's coming up? Lil Tom, what's coming up? What's in the pipeline? I know you're in the lab.
Man, I got six made. That music video will be dropping within a week or two. And then on my birthday, September 29th, I'll be dropping my album, Six May Legend. And
That's what's
that'll
up.
be dropping. Yeah, and then other than that, I'm gonna really be, just working, continue to drop, little singles from time to time. And then, just try to make probably just try to make everybody feel me, you know what I'm saying? I still got more to prove, obviously, I'm
That's
just
it, man.
working.
Well, you definitely proved yourself in Vegas, and we got to bring you out of Vegas, man, and shoot a video. Have a little pool party or something.
So
yeah, you definitely got to do it up. How do they reach you?
You said what?
How do they get in contact with you?
My Instagram is 6may_tone. My Snap 6may Vice Prezi. You can check me out on TikTok 6may_tone, and just hit me. I don't be too Hollywood. People be hitting me, telling me that my music, I respond. I appreciate the love. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. That's what's up, my brother. Listen, man, you got a good head on your shoulders, man. I'm definitely a fan and a supporter, and we definitely gonna collaborate in the future, my brother. It's good seeing you, and I'll see you soon in Vegas.
Yes, sir.
Starstruck, here's a sprinkle of the stardust. Hold your champagne glass and your cigars up. See the guys with mob ties drive the cars up. Bright lights, most nights they buy the bars up. Candy coated Chevy cars on the highway. It's Frankie baby, it's on and this is my way. Dean Martin at the Sands this Friday. With Sammy Davis, here's a little hint where I stay. The city shines like Liberace's mansion, and you know Elvis had the whole city dancing. Showgirl silhouette steady prancing. Shout out to June, just the Copa Girls anthem. Legal gambling, yeah, that would tempt me. It's Sin City, holy water couldn't cleanse me. And Wayne Newton had the crowd in a frenzy. Live at the Stardust, the seats never empty.